of tired, so I'll probably be a little bit more quiet than usual. Fucking tired. What's up, Zach? How are you two doing? Me, I'm tired. Headache, neck's tight. Like, it's just, ugh. You want to go to sleep last night? And it wasn't very good. What was it? Oh, I was testing. Right. I think we had finished this. Take the printout. Filter and. All right, I need to make it do. Write that to the. Oh, write that title. I don't know if it's just. Yeah, honestly, I was debating about streaming today, but since it's just coding, and I haven't done it in like 3 days, I didn't want to take another day. So I don't know if we'll go for the full 4 hours. Maybe I'll do like 2 hours of this, and then we'll do like 2 hours of something else or something. I don't know, but definitely be a bit more. Yeah, maybe a bit more quiet because I'm tired. Let's see. Hmm. I didn't really save it the way I want. Yeah, now it's. Oh wait, it's because I have not really setting it up. This wasn't done. One of the no lifer ranker crews figured out some way to kill 215 under 3 minutes. I'm assuming with Veruna. What they use? Oh, that's why it's doing that. Wait, so what does it think the last? I guess I need to do this. Okay, then for this it needs to. Oh, I should make a. Oh wait, yeah, here it is. File this. I don't know this up because they keep it a secret so they can rank better. That screenshot at the time. Like to take it down. Sneaky. Sneaky. Oh yeah, another X. Kind of curious what this. I guess maybe we'll find out like once final rally starts or something, or someone else finds it and one of the tubers figure it out and put it out for the content. I don't know. I'm doubtful that we can replicate it. So, but it'd be interesting to see. Oh shit! Right. Wait, no, but old file should just be a list. So how is item a list? Oh, right. There's a list. Okay, that works. Assuming there might be something that ends up breaking it, but this works. 250 the one time for its crystals, and it needs 2 full elixirs to solo it. Brother. Oh, I definitely want to touch that. I'm just gonna take the loss of the crystals and just save my sanity. Alright. On to the next one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Barrels of fire. Oh. The global variable stuff. Mm-hmm. Variables defined within the function. Variables in the previous defined. Not followed. Functions. Value stored in a global variable can be accessed. Oh, I'm like so tired. I keep tripping over to a corner instead of sitting up straight. It's bad for my back. Variables is value. Oh man, I run this like 3 times to make sure it doesn't. Oh, hmm, that's a problem. Yeah, I just realized this actually doesn't work. Why? Oh, because. Hmm. Wait a minute. Why is it putting 1529 on it now? There isn't even a 15 and a 29 in the thing. Huh? Where is he getting the numbers 15 and 29 from? Oh, it's getting rid of the. I understand that. Well, first of all, I mean, it's like wrong, but. Hmm. The point is why is it getting rid of the... Wait, why is it doing this? Oh, is it because of how I wrote it? I think it's because of how I wrote it. Yeah, it is because of how I wrote it. Yeah. Oh, it's supposed to be a CSV file too, isn't it? Yeah, so this is wrong in general. Anyway, the filtered list isn't saved properly. I need to replace all the commas with an exclamation point. Where did we get the filtered list from? I just understand why it like it takes out the first semicolon. Like it'll write it correctly the first time, and then after that it'll take out the first semicolon. And then it keeps appending it to the list for some weird reason. Then you go back into farm up the $1 billion, get the extra 1,000 crystals. How far off are you from it? Oh, no, it's just not even doing anything. 867. I feel like that's like, yeah, I feel like that's like in the cusp where it's like borderline more work than you want to do, but at the same point, it's like close enough where you're like, oh, it's just a small grind, comparatively speaking. Now it doesn't even want to like put it on the list. Oh, because it's not running it. Wait, why aren't you running it? Oh, because it was just. Wait, why is this permanently? Oh, it's stuck in a loop. It got stuck in an infinite loop somewhere. Oh, that causes changing that causes a problem. Now it just also just doesn't want to work for some reason. Hmm. Oh, well, 2 axes from Colossus in one day. Wasn't expecting that. Can we get 3 in a row? Question mark. It's not even going into that. Why? Not even making it to here. Oh no, it's like, why is it infinitely looping? It prints the list here. This part runs fine. It's the problem is in here. I'm back in on vacation. That's please don't. Where? Oh, that's... I mean, it's saved to the file wrong to begin with. Hmm. Didn't replace the commas with semicolons. What should... Oh, actually, I think I need to combine two parts of um hmm. Oh, right. Because that's what I called my function. Oh, right. I have to like redo it for everything. Where the fuck did we come from? Uh-huh. Oh. I thought item was a list though. Wait, is filtered list just... I thought it was supposed to be a list of... Oh, no, it's a list of 2 strings. Fuck, bro. It's been so long since I worked with this. I don't even remember what I did with it. I was like, wait, where did it get we from? It's because it's taking the first 2 letters of week. Yeah, it's a list of 2 strings. I'm just gonna get rid of it. I shouldn't even be here anyway. Let's be right the fuck. I've been lost now. Yeah, since Colossus gave us 2 axes, I think that's a sign that we're not gonna get the last axe that we could use from Leviathan. I've been high, I've been low, lost on this road. Why isn't that replacing the was Is that not how it works? Or do I need does it need to be like a dot replace? Oh, okay, it needs to be reassigned. Filtered. This isn't empty, but we're just gonna delete it. Anyway. We move the filtered list over. So now again, I don't really need. Oh, we still need the 4-item and filtered list, but we don't need this part. That should be over here. Oh wait, no, it's not gonna show the on that one. I have to tell it to print a filtered. Okay. Then we go down to the right file. Just gonna completely rewrite this. So this will just write the original file. And then verify exists. We just do old file equals make file list file name, which goes here. Oh, actually, I just realized that's not. That's why it's coming back wrong. Now I understand. What's up, Ziffy? How's your Monday going so far? Open your door. Oh, river. Gracias por el agua. Remember. Oh. Where's this one? Big file list. Oh. Right, because this one's also making the other. Yeah, because this one makes the list of lists. Oh. Hmm. So that means this has to be down here then. Oh man, my neck's like it's like tight. It makes me feel like I always need to pop my neck. Like when I try to pop it, it doesn't do anything, and it's just like, why? Make me just want to like twist my head off to make it pop. Trying to figure out how I want to do this. I guess it's just make a new function. Because the problem is like with the way I have the make file list function set up, uh the it's going to compare, let me call it to comma. Right. Like this is how you want to save it if it's a CSV over here, right? Where you have like the semicolons. Even though I think it works with commas too, but apparently by standard it's usually semicolons. But with the way I have the make file thing set up, it'll return like this, which actually isn't something I want it to return. Actually, now that I think about it. Wait, why does that split like that? Actually. Shouldn't it just be turning everything into commas and making it one solid string? Why does it make it weak? You know what? That's something I should have questioned earlier. Oh, that's why. That's why, because there's only one of these. And the only one is the split in between. And that this is not how this works. And that the original way that I had it was actually correct. Now I'm starting to remember why I had this written like this. Because it is a CSV file, it's just this is how it is. I guess I should just make a checklist thing instead of trying to do this all in one spot. In between. The checklist will want old file, unfiltered list. You again. Mm. Mm-hmm. 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 I don't want to write this check. Oh, for item. Oh, oops, I didn't mean to send that one. What should we call it? Like for item and old file. No. For list and old file. No, yeah, I have to make this be the same way. Fuck, that's. Mm-hmm. Oh wait, no. Well, yeah, because it's gonna return it like this. So it'll be a list of a list, a list of lists. Mm-hmm. I just realized that I think I need to just change the make list file or function to be different. Like get rid of the split one, right? Just have it return like old lists. Like have it just do the read lines on this, right? Oh, that's why. Wait, wait, what? Why? String object has no attribute, read lines. Oh, right, because I'm not opening. Wait, no, yeah, it is. With file name is open. Oh, it's because, okay. I keep mixing that up when I have to do file and file. There one. How is that out of range? Oh, right, because up here is where I need to split it. No, shit. I just need to make a different function for that. Yeah, because I need to like make a list is it just needs to be this. It needs to not be anything else but this. So I can use it again. And it'll check how I want it to check. And then uh here. I just make another function to split it up or mm-hmm. Mm. Because the problem is with the way I had it set up the first time, it'll turn it into like a list of lists, and then it'll get rid of this part, and then when it checks it against the other one, like it's too much of a pain in the ass to make it keep checking itself and changing it back and forth. So I need to have something else that does that. Downward spiral, where do I begin? Mm-hmm. Oops. My finger moved over to. Open. You know, I should probably make sure that with the changes. I mean, it should still technically work because it's still doing the split the way it's supposed to. Yeah, so that's still what it's supposed to. Okay. Now it works. Okay. Now it works. Now we're done with this. It was bothering me when I like this. I was like, wait, I never checked if it actually did what it was supposed to do. Oh, and then when I checked it, it was doing a weird, like, getting rid of a thing here and a thing there. And I was like, oh, I don't like that. Oh. Even though I realized what was the issue. Because, like, what it was doing was, it was like, essentially working the way it was supposed to. It's just that since the old list was replacing, like, this is like the this is how it would be written before, right? Like it was like that. But then when I would run it through the make list function, like make file list function, it would turn it into week 1 and then 1, 2. Then it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like it would do this basically. But it's like splitting it. And so it's treating it like two different things. So then when I was telling it to like put the sentence, like put the lists together into a string, it was doing this where it was going like 1, 2, 3, 4. So I was just concatenating it together because it's like two strings. And I didn't put a space or anything. Like I didn't, like I'd have to put like extra stuff into the concatenation and remember that. So that's why it was doing that. And then what would happen is that it would check this top part, like these two together, right? So it would look, well, it would look at this and then look at, like, it would look at these two and be like, and I was telling it that if this didn't equal this, actually it'll technically be 11. But like, I was telling it that if this doesn't equal this, then to append this to the end of the list, which is why every time it would just keep printing it. Even though it was, these numbers already existed in the file, it would be like, okay, well, it still doesn't exist with this, so we're just gonna keep appending it. And yeah, it was just a hot garbage mess. So, which honestly, the solution is pretty easy. Just had to think my way backwards and like what everything was supposed to be doing, because I hadn't touched it in like 3 days, and all I'd been doing is Granblue, and Granblue's just been destroying my brain cells. But yeah, so we just made the file list function like way simpler and just made it do that. Then we just split the list so that way it would work up here and do everything here. And then like the way it was before. And then we put it here, made sure it had the slash ends at the end, and then write it to the file, and then now it'll be correct. And I can go back to reading the next, the rest of the lecture. Oh, bro. Tired. Oh, yeah. Baggy on your baby, but it works. The function tested kinds of value. The Python very We should specify that we mean to change global variable. Not a way to bypass parameters or values. That is, it is possible to write a function which stores its result directly in function independent whole. It returns a result that has no side effects independently of the other side of the program. Global variables are useful in situations where we need to have example. Function difference. Energy. Keep track of how many times I. That's a pretty interesting thing to use. Global. How many times either of the functions were called during the execution of the program. A global variable count is useful here. So you can increment it from the function, but still access the final data from it. If a program consists of multiple functions, the question is passing data from one. Such about like previously, we had a program which asked the user for some value. It's about perform some statistical analysis on the numbers. The program was divided into 3 separate functions. In the numbers. Actually, I don't remember. But then again, I've been writing a bunch. Oh. A lot of the assignments kind of just meld together unless they have something particularly interesting that sticks out to me. Like I'm reading through and they're like, well, we did this like before. And I'm just like, I have no recollection of this supposed activity that you say that we have done, but obviously we've done it. But like looking at it, it's like pretty basic, so I'm not particularly surprised that I don't remember. But the main function stores the data. The numbers are needed in function of our result. I call this uses a result that is relevant else. Always a program anyways. Variables defined. The reasons why this is not a smart move. If many different functions can access and potentially change a variable quickly because state of the program. Won't to do larger software. In conclusion, passing data into and out of functions is best handled by arguments and return values. Could also separate the main function example above on its own, and the variable inputs would no longer be global variable instead of local variable function. Come across quite a few debugging methods. Oh yeah, Python too. I have not. Problem the debugger. Version 3.7, probably yet another easy tool for debugging programs. Breakpoint command. You can add this command to any point in your code within normal rules, of course. The program is run, the execution halts at the point where you inserted the breakpoint. Effort exercise. He's ignore the finished variable names. Concentrate on the. Oh, now that they put it out, that's all I'm looking at is just the finished words. Execution halts at breakpoint command. An interactive console window is up. Oh, that's really fucking nice. Kinda wish they had taught that in the MIT course. Jesus Christ, that would have been so useful in some of the previous things. Granted, they didn't teach it till just now either, but still. I mean, I say this, but it's like, do I even have that? Because I'm at 3.12. This is like 3.7. Oh, okay, yeah. After. We're fine. So it's weird. It's because like I was like, well, I'm at 3.12 and it's talking about 3.7. But then I look at it and 3.12 is 3.12. my brain, I'm tired, leave me alone. Like, duh, Mellow 1.2 is bigger than 0.7. Especially useful, you know what some line of code causes an error, but you're not quite sure why that is. At a breakpoint, just before the problematic line of code and run your program, now you can try different options in the interactive console and figure out the correct commands to include in your program. It's also possible to continue execution from where it halted. The command continue or shorthand C typed into the debugging console or resume execution until the next breakpoint is reached. The following picture depicts. Yeah, breakpoint, that would be kind of neat to know. There's definitely a couple times. Well, this one in pretty. Well, actually, I don't know. That probably wouldn't have solved the issue I had. I would have to backtrack pretty far. Because the issue. This is the thing with code, right? Where a lot of times, where the problem seems like it's going to be at is not actually the origin of the problem, right? The origin of the problem we had was that the make list function I wrote just wasn't good. It just was very bad. So, because I hadn't taken into account the fact that I would probably use it again with the right to file, which is a pretty common thing I've been doing with right to file, where, you know, you make the contents into a list and then you check what you're trying to add to that list if you don't want it like repeated. And then you put it in there. But uh I don't think the breakpoint part would have like actually helped in those situations. It would have helped in some other stuff. There's definitely some older things that knowing that command probably would have made the debugging a little bit more useful. Hmm. And exit finishes the execution. And then debugging, remember breakpoint command code. Yeah, I feel like my somebody say music, somebody did say music. How's it going, Viros? Yeah. I'm on a journey of more music. So the song request redeem is at its cheapest, and if I kind of vibe with the music people put in, I have a viewer playlist that I am adding them to. That when it gets a decent amount of songs, will probably just be the playlist that gets played on stream. But how have you been, Viros? How's the Java treating you? Exit. Been alive and well, and Java's Javaing. Good to hear, good to hear. How's Python? It is Pythoning. It's pretty good. The I've been spending more time studying the other course I found instead of the MIT one because it's like teaching a lot more things that are stuff I could actively use. Like we just finished the part where it was covering like reading and writing to files and text files and learning how to like manipulate those and stuff like that, which to be fair, part of it for me was mostly refresher because I had already done that for side project stuff, but it was nice to see it kind of like broken down a little bit more. And then learned uh learned CSV files and how those are formatted, which was pretty cool. Which now makes me like think of maybe doing some other stuff. I like the side projects I have. But it's been pretty good. It's a little slow today though because I haven't touched the coding in like 3 days. Because I've been organizing and packing, so I took Friday during the day off to try to finish getting my room all organized. Because I wanted to be done with that over the weekend, which I accomplished. So now all that's left is vacuuming it a few times and we're good to go. Nice functions. 6. Busy stuff, yeah. Yeah. But it's been busy, but it's good because we're moving to a new house. It's kind of weird because we have there's like a local company that they come and they like will buy the house from you and then refurbish it and resell it. And we don't finish signing for the new house and like I think the earliest will be the 14th of February. So we can't move in before that. But the people coming to inspect this house are coming on the 29th of January. So I had to have my room sorted up before the 29th, which was able to successfully do. But now I need to finish packing it. It's not like completely done. There's like a box that I have to completely just upend because it's falling apart and I need to put that stuff in something else. But like it's good. It's like it's at a point where it can, people can come check out the room, see what's and then it's just waiting another like what 2 weeks to move into the new place, which unfortunately will mean a break from streams because for a bit because I have to figure out like the situation there. Waiting on some remodel too. Ooh, how long do you have to wait for? Yes, you A bit weird. There's multiple. New house is gonna need remodel before we move in. Current house will need remodel for light issues after we move. Yeah, that's a bit of a pain. I mean, hopefully it goes. The remodels can go smoothly and not nothing comes up to cause delays. Yeah, remodels can usually be pretty smooth, but sometimes you never know what pops up. But hopefully it all goes well. Oh no. Oh. Mm-hmm. It's gotta hope they don't destroy your house. Yeah, that would be a bit of an issue. It's like you guys know you're supposed to make it better, not demolish it, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I say so. I really don't like how it does that. Mm-hmm. I guess technically it's gonna kind of have to be cast. Oh shit, another dagger. Wait, I think. Wait. Uh. Yeah. That just gave me my third full. Let me break the dagger. How doesn't it get sent to the crate? It does, right? Yeah, there it is. Huh. We beat him up with like 4 days to spare. I didn't think I was that close to the Leviathan one. Because I'd only done a little bit of extra. Oh wow, I have a lot. I'd only done a little bit of extra, like, backup requests. Well, free dagger life at some point. I'll probably end up leveling it up and upgrading it in a little bit. Now, if Yugu could give me 2 swords, that'd be great. Are you gone? Gone? I'd also say the MOC one like does a. I feel like it's the initial feeling I got for the MOC. I think is a bit more accurate. Where I don't know if it's just because of like area difference, right? Like the MOC course is from a course from a school or from a university, honestly, either college, university, I don't know what it is, from Finland. And I don't know if maybe it's just how it is, but like the MIT course is like way more theoretical on what they focus on, which to me I'm like, oh, that's just normal because most post education stuff for college and universities tend to be more theoretically focused because I mean technically that's what you're going for. But this is more. This reminds me more of when I went to technical school, where they're just like, yeah, here's like, we'll talk like lightly about the theory of like how things works, but for the most part, we're just teaching you how to use the things, so that way, you know, go into the workforce and stuff. And it's just like, I don't know, I'm more partial to learning things like that than I am about, well, this works, and then spending an hour like being taught like the like super theoretical background of like how it works and stuff like that when it's not extremely pertinent information. Like they still teach you that stuff with the MOC one, especially like the early concepts, so that way you can kind of like wrap your head around how the coding works and why certain things are the way they are. But like they definitely don't hammer it home as much as they do in the MIT thing, which I'm appreciative because like I do like learning the theoretical part of things, but I do better when the examples given are more like here's potential, like obviously not completely real life things, but the exercises at least in the MOC course are way more varied because like in the MIT course a lot of it, like the exercises, it's like we're going to teach you this string of code and then you're just going to learn how to find 20 different square roots with it, and it's like there's no way that's like the only thing you can come up with. That's obviously the easiest thing you can come up with, but need to be a little bit more creative, I feel, if you're gonna teach stuff like that, especially at like a basic level. I like the LOC course does that. Like, I mean, for crying out loud, I learned how to make like a functioning Sudoku game. Like, am I ever going to do that? Probably not. Like as like an actual thing, but the skills that you used for it with like making matrices and stuff like that, like, it was a really creative way to kind of get you to practice with it. So I approve. I approve. What? Python module string.
Hippity hoppity, you are is my property.
R. And joke's on you. You can't capture me now. I am capture proof. Watch it pop up a capture anyway out of spite. I'll insert. These include, for example, lowercase letters and punctuation. Generate a function. Yeah. Separate the characters in the string into 3 other strings turn these in a tuple. String. So we needed to, okay, but needs to iterate through a string. In that string, it needs to produce the 3 other strings. So it'll have to concatenate. First one's supposed to contain all uh all lowercase, uppercase, ASCII letters. Second one's supposed to contain all the punctuation. And then the third string is supposed to contain all the other characters, including any spaces in between. Mm-hmm. Oops. I thought I had copied this one. Alright, so it's supposed to return a tuple. Mm. Alright, so this one will be, let's call it phrase. I phrase. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I guess it's because it's a list, right? So it's like if phrase I. Oops. Hang on. Raise. Hi. Oops, right. I always forget about like the equal. Was it? Oh, it's underscore. I forgot the ASCII part. Then it goes else if and during punctuation. I don't know, I keep hitting one. String three, string three. I keep hitting one. Why does it put the E twice? Oh, okay. Oh, these need. Oh, break time. It's still not completely working the way it's supposed to, because it's adding like an extra, like 2 white spaces over here. But I'll try to figure out what's going on there. I've been playing a little bit of like the Delta Force game that came out because it has like the Battlefield-esque mode, and to be honest, some of the maps kind of suck. But there's a couple maps that are pretty fun. I've only really played like 4 games, so I don't know how many maps there are in total. But the map that I played on today, which I wasn't able to play a full game, like I had to dip out early because it was taking too long because we bro, I didn't realize how long those things took. But the whatchamacallit, the map that like the last map I played on felt like such a pain in the ass because it had kind of the same issue that like some of the Battlefield maps have, where the way the maps are designed just makes it feel like it's extremely oppressive if one side or the other has like tanks and vehicles and stuff. And then the problem is, I think in like, well, I think in both games technically, I think it's just Battlefield. I don't think you have to worry about like outside currency, but I don't know if you can like just like, I think if for instance, I think in Battlefield 2042 or whatever the new one's called, uh, it's like as you play in the match, you gain points, and you can use that to like spawn vehicles. I think in Delta Force, you need like an actual like ticket thing from logging in the game, or I don't know if you can get it from the store or whatever. I haven't actually messed with it. I honestly don't know what like half the crap I get from that game does. I just jump in and pew pew pew, run around, pew 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 pew, and then keep running, and then more pew 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 pew. But yeah, it's just I don't know. It's been weird. It doesn't really mean too much to me, because it's been kind of fun. It's just the big thing is um whatchamacallit, words are escaping me. Oh, it's just been kind of fun. It's just there was like, cause like what is it? I got one match in with like Rook, cause dirty liar. But I got one match in last night before Guild Wars with like Rook and Inya, and I was just running around being an absolute fucking menace. I had like 43 revives. I was just running back and forth, just keeping the team alive. I think I don't remember how many kills I had at the end though. I had a decent number of kills too. Last time I looked at the scoreboard, I think I had like 12 kills or something. Like it was you know, I was schmoving around. Even though the random that we got was a fucking menace, bro. He had like, I don't even remember how many kills he had. He had way too many. Like his kills count was like through the fucking roof. It was insane. But it was really fun because I don't know. Something I like about Battlefield games is, well, the good ones, aka Bad Company 2 and like Battlefield 3, is that the maps like tend to have a certain flow to how they go, and then once you like kind of grab a grasp of how the flow of like bodies are, it's a very like intuitive process. I feel if you've played those games a lot, where you just like run around and you're just like, all right, this is like where the flow of stuff, oh, this is the flow of where the people that like to flank are probably gonna pop up, so I should probably like peek over there every once in a while and like blast the dude who's trying to like crouch walk through, stuff like that. Oh no, it's pretty fun. I don't know how much I like play it. I don't know if I'll even like ever stream it, because I don't I don't know, I'm not really particularly in the mood to stream myself playing FPS games much anymore, unless I'm like playing with someone in a collab, I guess. I get I get too frustrated when I play an FPS game, especially something like Battlefield, because like the annoying part is it has the other, it does in some degree have the problem that I don't like with the more recent Battlefield, where if you have like a supply crate, you can, it's all right. It's not a complete issue because there's cooldowns and stuff, so it's like not as bad. But sometimes they have like areas where you have to hold this small area, and then like the enemy team just fucking drops grenade after grenade after grenade in there, and there's just literally no way for you to hold it. There's also this punk with a riot shield that like, I don't know if he doesn't take any damage from bullet fire while he has the thing out, because I've seen like the enemy have it, and I'll just like unload a mag into it and it just does nothing to him, and he just runs through and kills like 3 people with the riot shield. And then I'll watch like our own dudes have it, and he'll like run in, he'll just get like gunned down somehow. Like I don't know if it's like he's just getting hit with abilities or something. Because like the only thing I've messed around is with the medic, because every time that's the secret. Whenever you play a game like Battlefield, which has a lot of stuff kind of locked behind, you know, playtime and all that kind of stuff. But if you play any sort of game that has like, that's like an FPS game that has like a healer that has unlock these guns and on like locked behind a general progression system, like not specifically attached to the character, right? You generally just play a medic, because medics can usually rack up a lot of points very, very quickly, because the fact that, well, You just run around as a medic with, you know, you just heal things, you just res people, you toss down your support crate, and you just keep running around. You just keep farming points like that. And then once you get to like the gun that you want and stuff, you start swapping around. And do what you want to do. The only thing I don't know is there's a character I want to unlock, but I don't know how to get her. Because in the BP, I think there's like 2 characters in the BP for free. There's another character from just logging in. And I don't know where you like, I think there's like a currency, like 2 forms of currency you can get that you can use to unlock, but I don't know like how to get those because I haven't seen them. And it makes me kind of sad. I guess I could like look that up. Oh, that's oh, okay, so there's a menu for turning in. Okay, I'll have to look into that. Granted, this is like 5 months old, but Backlaw is completing bizarre missions. Oh, crap. That means I might have to actually play the other mode. Oh, I don't wanna. No. I just want to play Warfare. I don't want to have to do like the actual operations. Because the actual operation side, because that's kind of the interesting part of it, is it's like it's got one mode that's like the battlefield mode, and then the other mode is like a Tarkov mode. I think it might be taken into consideration. Ah. Hmm. Oh, no, I have to like look into it again once I get into the game. But yeah, I don't know. It's been pretty fun. It's been scratching the itch a bit. I also like it because it has like the thing where each gun has like 20 different attachments that you can mess around with, which I am a huge sucker for that. And then you can like share like loadouts and stuff. Like people can put their loadouts out, and there's like a code, and you can like it's stuff that I love in like shooter games. There used to be was it Blacklight Retribution? There used to be a free to play shooter that I used to play a long time ago that had I didn't have the code sharing thing, but it had like that you could customize your gun pretty in depth. It was a bit of a pain though because it took quite a bit of grinding to unlock the parts because unlike in Delta Force, which is more the unlock process is more like, you know, standard Call of Duty Battlefield-esque where you get gun, use gun, you pew pew. There's a couple like other ways to do it. Like for instance, there's some thermal sights you can get from just playing the game and getting like this event thing done, which I have one of them. I need to try to get at least like another one of them, and stuff like that. But it's like the attachments for the most part like don't require, at least from what I can tell, don't require currency. Maybe there's a way to like unlock them with currency, but you can get them for free. But I remember playing like a free to play like I don't remember if it was Blacklight Retribution. I think it might have been a different one. Blacklight. The only reason I remember is because Blacklight Retribution is like a free to play FPS game from a long time ago that I don't remember if it's still around. I think it is. I think it's just it's one of those like free to plays that have I say MMO, it's free to play FPS game that's like changed hands a lot like with companies, but they had a really like nice gun customization system or class system. I think that one was the one that had class systems. But whatever. There was one that had a really nice gun customization system. It's just that you had to like grind a shit ton to be able to like permanently unlock the parts in some regards, and it was a bit of a pain. But once you got the stuff, it was really good. And I remember like playing the crap out of the game. Like I'd play it so much because it was just like I just really like being able to customize a gun to the way you like it. It's just the downside, right, of like unlocking the parts sometimes can take a bit, but then that's just got to take the gun and you just got to pew pew the people. Even though it is, oh my god, it's also a pain when you're doing like the mode, because like the issue with the map that the last map I did, it was like it was an open map, right? So to be fair, the map itself was pretty cool. It reminded me of when they did the Battlefield 1, like, you know, when they restarted the numbers, even though I don't really think that panned out the way they wanted it to. It reminded me of some of those maps. It's just that in that style, it kind of works a little better as the weaponry. And this one, it was a bit of a pain because while we were trying to push into the, I mean, we still took the points, but like while we were trying to push into it, they had a tank that was just laying down fucking, like there was a like a little open area from where we could spawn to hitting the trenches, and even then the trenches were basically open for the most part until you got to the points. And then like there was just bombs and grenades just raining down from the sky, and it was just like, oh my god, it was just so hard to like get through it. And it was like extra hard because aside from me, there was only like, well, my team had like 3 medics, including myself, 2 of which kind of just kept running it, or 1 of which kind of kept running it down like it was like they were an assault. So I don't quite understand why they were on medic. And the other one was like me trying to like res people and keep people going to push through because we were on attack. And generally, if you're on attack, you want more medics than anything else, because if you have to respawn like manually, it uses your tickets and you only have a limited number of tickets, so you generally want a good number of medics to res people. And but whatchamacallit, we had like no medics. There was like me, the 2 on my team, one of which was like borderline useless, and then I think there was like 3 or 4 more sprinkled out through the rest of the group, and then everybody else is just recon characters. We had like a billion recon characters. I think like a handful of the like support dudes, and then a couple of assault dudes. Even though 2 of the assault dudes were like tearing him apart, though. Whenever they weren't getting like naded out, they were just demolishing. I literally watched those 2 dudes just take an entire point by themselves against like half the enemy team. That shit was insane. You know, granted, they had a little bit of support because I was back there with my little healing gun, like pew pew, be healed, pew pew, be healed, pew pew, be healed. Oh, that's a lot of people. Smoke screen. Because the support that's like unlocked from the get go is just he's a fucking menace with this kid, dude. He just has like he has his grenades are smoke grenades, and then his ability, like one of his abilities, is these drones that you just throw out, and they go out I think like 10-15 meters, and they just deploy this like smoke wall. Like he's such a fucking menace. Because basically the way it works is that you see someone who's like dead out in like a precarious position, so you just toss out a smoke nade and you just like do a little prone dive and res the guy and then run back because you need your points. Don't really care if he survives or not. I just need my points. 3 times up. But yeah, Delta Force has been kind of fun. Been a nice little change of pace. I still get beat up a lot though, so it's just how it is. Also didn't help that I was like like I was just so tired. I don't know, I just wanted to play a little bit more today before I was trying to see if it would wake me up some. All right. So I'm not sure why there's so many blank spaces down here, because there should only be 1, 2, 3, 4 between Ole and the U. Oh wait, no, yeah, there's 3. Why is there so little down here though? Interesting. 1, 2, 3. Then the U, then the other, then the A and the U, then empty space, then the O. Alright, so that works out. Hmm. Also, I was glad to discover that my I don't know. I think I logged on once to Weathering to Woowa over the weekend just because I was like, oh, I haven't like I had uninstalled it. I hadn't touched it in forever, and what you call it? I didn't remember what account I had. Luckily, I had attached it to my Google, my Gmail. So it was good to know that I still have access to my account. I had like a miniature heart attack because whatchamacallit, when it popped up it popped up the server list and I was like, oh no, and then I saw like the level 36 and I was like, okay, never mind. Also, I was surprised. I thought it was lower level than that. I guess I really did put a lot of time into the first time it came out. All right. It takes the number of parts as its argument. The function should divide the number 1 into as many equal-sized fractions as is specified by the argument. Learn this. Oh, so it wants you to take the number and do 1 over number. Oh, repeat. What the fuck? I'm confused what it wants me to do. Repeat and fraction it. Print p. But then if you just print fraction it. Oh. No, I don't get it. Oh, wait, no, I kind of get it. Alright, so in fractions, I guess I just return fraction. First version requires a numerator and denominator. No, that's uh, it's a list, right? That gets returned. Yeah. Yeah. It threw me for a loop because of this, right? Where it was like, if we printed it as this, which technically we still printed it. But yeah, so the like what gets printed out, right, is like when I was looking at these two, I was like, why is this printing out 1/3 and then this is printing out this? And it's because of the way it works, right? It's the same way where in, for instance, in the earlier number, or like in the earlier program, the one for the lottery numbers, when I was like typing it up, right, there was that one moment where I was trying to make sure if the /n was being applied properly. So I tried to like have it print the line, and then I went, oh wait, no, I have to make it print the list. And it's because it's just the way it works, because like it's just the way it works, right? Like when you add to the list, like I guess you could say a command, like that gets added to the list as like what it is, and then it shows you that. But then when you execute that specific index of the list, it'll then actually do what needs to be done, which is why in this case, right, it goes, well, fractionate of 3 returns a list that each number, like each instance value in the list is fraction 1 3. Now, since I'm telling it to iterate through the list, it'll then actually execute. Why does it give me more fuck arms, brother? Sorry, I have to get that out of my system. Since it iterates through the list and pulls out the specific like value of the list, it'll actually execute what fraction does, which is turn this into an actual fraction instead of making it a float. But down here, when I'm telling it to just print what gets returned, it's just printing the list itself, which the list does not individually like it doesn't get executed into the list, like in the list itself, right? Because I'm adding it as like an actual thing. I don't know, I feel like I'm doing a terrible job explaining this, but basically what it means is that if you put this in a list, it's not going to get turned into 1/5. It'll just tell you that it's the fraction with it, will that each instance will execute, like if ran, like for instance in the first one, it'll run, if you run it, it'll run fraction and then use the numbers 1 and 5. That's what it means. It threw me for a loop. It took my brain a little bit to figure that out. And all the brain power it took to figure that out, left my brain empty to figure out a way to explain it. Module rand. The Python standard. Contains tools for generating random numbers. Oh, we messed with that a little bit at MIT towards the end. Before they started like breaking my brain with big theta. Which I still need to like look into, because when I did a bit of a Google search, it ended up that that is something I should know how to do. Tools for generating random numbers, another randomized functionality. The sections in this part of the material contain many links to the documentation of the Python standard. I recommend following the links to familiarize yourself with how the documentation works. It returns a random integer value between A and B, inclusive. For example, the following program works like a generic die. Executing this could print out the result of the throws for. Throws the die 10 times. First, remembering that the function random int works a bit differently compared to slices or the function range. Yeah, the function results in a number between 1 and 6 inclusive, but the function call 1 to 6 results in a range of numbers from 1 to 5. Interesting. Oh, because it's not. Oh, never mind. It makes sense. It's because it's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like part of this, it's like I can kind of understand why like some people who look at this for coding, and especially if you're dealing with like ranges and stuff, you just look at it and you're just constantly like, what the fuck? Because it's like they just talked about how if you use random int, which like if you do this, so and then you go print rand int 1, right? It will pick a number from 1 through 6, right? It will set up a list, I guess, for lack of a better term, and the list will look like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But if you do range, I don't know, this will like should work. Oh yeah, never mind, I'll just print that. I need to do like an actual thing, but basically if you do range with the same thing, it doesn't include 6. It goes from 1 to 5. Right? And it's just like for me, it's like, okay, it's just a case of having to remember that whenever using these. But it's just like, I can understand other people looking at it and just being like, what the hell? Why does that work? Like, why doesn't it just work the same regardless? But it's just like, I get it. Honestly, I get it. Because honestly, my brain sometimes goes, why does it work that way? And then goes, shrug, that's just how it works. Other people I feel like would get like kind of hung up on it. But yeah, it's just. But I think it's like, if we do for I and. Yeah, like I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's just. I'm assuming it's just because of the way it works. Because like if you do a range of 6, it starts from 0. Like it's kind of what I'm saying. It kind of makes sense if you can think about when numbers are being counted, that the number line starts at 0, including 0, right? Because this is where it gets a little tricky. Because like in computers, it uses zeros and ones, right? Because it's the on and off state. So zero is like an entity in most things, and of course, since the basics of like computers is binary, which is 0 or 1, which is off and on. Since 0 is like an actual state that we use, it's 0 is going to be included, like counted as an actual number. But when you work in mathematics, depending on what level of mathematics you are, 0 is not considered an actual number, because it's the same way that there technically is no such thing as cold. It's hot and less hot in science, like, if that makes sense. Cold is just a term that we use to make it easier to like kind of get the point across, because you kind of get tired of being like hot, less hot, less hot, less hot, less hotter, like stuff like that. Like obviously, I think there's some languages that they use like they're actually, like, if you translate it to English, it's like less hot and not like cold. But I digress. But it's just like it's just how it is, right? Like in science, there's once you get to a certain level, they don't use the terms hot and cold. They use like less hot and hotter, and then like from like whatever standard point they're going off of, like for temperature, because the actual concept of cold is not technically correct, like in the super nitty gritty scientific core of it. So it's the same thing with 0, where in for when we're taught with a number line, it's like when they go count to, like, basically in this case, right, where it's like range of 6, they go, count 6 numbers. We've been taught to start from 1, right? Unless it's specified to start from 0. Almost like, well, actually, I don't know how they teach it nowadays, but like, when I was growing up, it was you start at 1, and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then when you go over to coding, well, coding starts from 0. So that's why even though you do 1 through 6, it's kind of interesting, because what it's doing is you're telling the code, I want a full range of 6, right? So the computer's starting from 0, like internally, but then you're also telling it that you want to start at 1. So therefore it's cutting out the 6 or the 0. So it's still technically a range of 6. It's just that you told it you don't want the 0, you want to start at 1, because if you just put in range 6, you get a 0, which then gives you 6 numbers. And that's why like it can get kind of confusing, because then on the flip side, right, it's like they just said you have other things that you can put 1,6, and it will go from 1 to 6, because that's just how it works. Honestly, like that's just with coding. It's this the amount of times that it's just you look something up and it's the answer is very clear. It's like that's just how it works. It's just like you just gotta accept it. You just gotta accept it, unless you're gonna be someone who gets down into the nitty gritty of the coding language and you're gonna like program your own language to make that not be a thing or something. Which I am not that guy. I'm the type of person that likes to learn how to use a hammer and all the different ways you can use it. I'm not the type of guy that wants to learn how to be able to make hammers to be used in different situations. I mean, maybe eventually down the line, but that's also kind of one of those things where there's just some people that they like to jump straight into like the theory crafting, right? Like there's people that they like to drive cars. There's people that like to design cars. Those are not mutually inclusive or exclusive of each other, because you can people that love that they want to drive cars and they could care less about the design aspect of it, and vice versa. But there's a lot of people that they get into designing cars because of their love for driving cars, and vice versa as well. Like it's just an interesting little dynamic when you think about it sometimes. I guess it's like the difference, I guess, between like true blue mathematicians and other people. Uh uh Mathematicians tend to tackle the how do we create like new formulas at like higher levels, and then like everybody else, we're just using the formulas. Now there's a bit of a deviation there. That's a gross oversimplification of the thing, but it's kind of gets the point across. Even though I think the car one did a better job of getting the point across, if I'm honest. I did a lot better job explaining it on that one. Basically, I want to learn how to drive the coding car. I don't want to learn how to make the coding car. Shuffle any data structure passed as an argument in place. For example, following program shuffles a list of words. And the function choice returns a randomly picked item from a data structure. Common example for studying randomness is a case of lottery numbers. Let's try some lottery numbers. Finland, the national lottery consists of a pool of 40 numbers, 7 of which are chosen for each week's draw. Drawing set of numbers like this. This would not work in the long run, as the same number may appear twice in a weekly draw of numbers. Need a way to make sure the drawn numbers are all unique. One possibility is to store the drawn numbers in a list and add a number if it is not already on the list. This can be repeated until the length of the list is 7. Compact approach would be to use the shuffle function. Number pool equals list range. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Yeah, they were talking about, so as I read, they're talking about like examples of drawing lottery numbers, which the most basic thing would be for I in range 7, kind of like what I did earlier. You go print and then 1 to 40. And then you just print that, right? And it just prints out 7 numbers. But as they're saying, that could cause duplicates once you start running it over and over again, and that's not something that should be done. So then you start doing stuff like weekly draw equals that, and then you do length weekly draw is less than mellow. Thank you. It's not like mellow, please. Is less than 7. You go new random equals rand int 140 if new comes not in weekly draw append rand or new rand. All right, and this is what I would have gone for, like if they had given me that as an assignment, because this way it'll always print 7 numbers that are unique from each other. But then they did this, which like it took me a second, but once I realized what it does, it's so fucking genius. They took the shuffle. This is what I love about coding. They took the shuffle, and what they did is they went, all right, number pool is going to be a list from the range of 1 to 41, because you need to include 40. And then what they did was that they shuffled the number pool, and then the weekly draw is just the first 7 numbers of number pool. Damn dog, he's barking too much, but I can't keep him up here because there's baking soda all over the carpet. And it's like, that's so smart. That's so smart. Because technically, this is what you would technically want this, in all honesty. because even if you like, because this could also make it where you don't have to run the program as often, right? Because like for instance, you could do 3 weekly draws. No, 4, 5. Hello, multiply first. 5. Yeah, you could do 5. Yeah. So like what you could technically do is that in the other one, I mean, I guess it would depend on how you wanted to do it. But like if you wanted to go through the full range of the numbers, which to be fair would also limit some of the randomness, but in some cases you would want that. It would, like for instance, if you wanted to make like a pity system, uh for uh for like a lottery thing for people guessing numbers, and you go, okay, every 5 weeks the pool of number gets reshuffled, because the reason it's every 5 weeks is because 5 times 7 is 35. There's 40 numbers in the pool. It means you can get through, if you're doing 7 numbers every week, you have enough to do just 5 numbers off the rip, right? And you can just do something like this if you wanted to do pity system. If you didn't want to do pity system and do completely random, it would just be this way, where it keeps getting shuffled, right? Or even then, it could just be a case of if you wanted to have like multiple prizes, right? Because this is always just going to keep reshuffling the list every time you run it. If you wanted multiple prizes, you could have like multiple different layers, and it's like, all right, prize 1 is if you got these numbers, prize 2 is if you got these numbers, prize 3 is if you got these numbers, etc., etc. And so like it's really cool because this is a really like simple way that you can do more than, you can use it for more than one thing, which is really, really, to me it's really interesting. Because like if you wanted it to be completely unique numbers all the way through, right, this would be the way. Like if you're gonna do multiple, like right, if you're gonna be like, all right, we're gonna pull 3 sets of 7 and we want it to be completely unique in every single one, uh and then we'll like we'll attach each like number, each like set to a prize. The easiest way to do it is this way, in all honesty, because if I wanted it to be completely unique, 7 sets 3 times, I would have to then make it, I'd have to take the while from before and basically have to make it so every time it makes a set of numbers, it not only has to check itself, it has to check the previous like less number set, which, you know, is a lot of code compared to just shuffling an entire pool of numbers and then pulling out 3 sets of 7, which to be fair, it doesn't have to be the same, like, you know, 0 to 7, 8 to 15, 16 to 23, etc., etc. You can mix it up, right? You just need 7 numbers, 3 sets of them. So it's just really, I don't know. This makes me like get like giddy almost, you know, like a kid on Christmas, because it's just like the creativity that you can do in being like, how can we be efficient with the least amount of lines? It's just, I think that's probably like one of my favorite things. First create a list containing the available numbers, full of numbers, then shuffled. First 7 numbers chosen for the weekly. This is the trouble of running a loop. The random module contains an even easier way to select lottery number. Returns a random selection specified size from a given data structure. Oh, that's interesting. I like how I deleted that and then just like re-hit enter. My brain is just so dead. So it's kind of a case of the other one. I don't know, after doing that shuffle one, I really like that shuffle one a lot. Because like, so for this one, it would be, you make a list with those numbers. That. It's just, oh my god, it just chops it down so much. Because like the other way I'd have to write it would be if I did random int. Oops. It would be do that. Then it's like it'd be like wow length of pool. Like basically what they wrote, right? While length of pool is less than amount. It'd be like number equals and lower or pool and then you return pool. Like you basically take like half the lines to do the same thing. And it's like, and it's technically not better, really. Like I would argue that this one is less flexible than this one because like for instance, like I was saying before, if you wanted to do it where you want to do like multiple in a row and you want them all to be unique from each other, you would literally just be like, okay, like it'll take a little bit more because you would have to go 0 to 7 and then it would have to be like amount plus 1 to amount plus 7 and then amount plus 8 to amount, you know, amount plus 15. Something like that. Well, no, actually, no, that's not the exact numbers. It'd be like amount plus 1 to amount plus 7. Because it'd have to be like, no, amount plus 8. Because it'd have to be like 8 to 15. Like, it basically, you'd have to like fiddle with the numbers and stuff like that, but like, it'd be doable. But if you didn't care if they were like completely unique, then you would just, right, you would just run this like a number of times. And even then, it just wouldn't matter. Oh, but I forgot to do it in ascending order, so I did mess up there. Oh, right. Ah, Wait, why is that doing it? Oh, wait, no, that's not doing nothing. Does maybe? I guess I'll just use the sort one. I've never figured out how to do the sort one. Wait, can you return? Oh, you can. So you don't even need to do this. I can just literally be. Oops. Yeah, I forgot the sorted part. Yeah, I don't think I've ever really been able to get the sort, like, dot operand to work. And I don't know why. I always end up just using the sorted, but I'm mistaken, sorted makes a copy of it. Yeah. Like, the difference is that, like, the sort is supposed to mutate the list, while sorted makes a copy of the list that has been sorted. Fuck it, I don't know. Shrugs. It works. It does the job. Like, they each have their own uses, right? I'm I'm kind of curious when you would actually prefer sort over just sorted, especially considering the fact that in a lot of cases I feel that you're better off not mutating the list that you're getting the information from. Be fine. Well, but no, it's I don't know, it works. Moving on. I'm just sitting here trying to think of like I was trying to see if I could think of a reason, but I don't have enough experience to do something like that. Produce random numbers based on a specific initialization value. It seems they can be applied by the user. We have functions which rely on randomization seed value. The function will produce the same result each time it is executed. The result may be different with different Python versions, but in essence, randomness is lost by setting a seed value. A useful feature when testing a program. Mm -hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's really cool. It doesn't need anything like super special. You just put the seed in there and it attaches itself to a value. But if I make it print 1337, will that give me the number? Or is that just going to print 1337? Oh, okay. That's not how that works. Interesting, interesting. Be specific number that they are. In essence, of deterministic machines. In an ideal situation, it should be possible to foretell the way the function down to the left. Therefore, it is the way they function, not the way the. Therefore, it is very difficult to create truly random numbers with a computer for many applications. However, pseudo-random numbers are good enough. When true random numbers are required, the seed value is usually generated by some outside the computer. For example, background radiation, noise levels, lava lamps. Oh, lava lamps. Write a function which creates passwords of a desired length consisting of lowercase characters A to Z. And work. Find range 10. Generate password. Oh, pew pew. So much more. Why is everything? I guess we won't. We allow for duplicate letters, but the shuffle won't work. What it's called? Oh, lowercase. Getting confused with the dot operand. You shake my bones like oh. Uh, uh okay. With my mind. Oh, I guess okay. I think I know what I can do. So it'll be right. You one day to from my. Ask me to believe it. Wait, what am I trying to do here? Let's see. Because lowercase ASCII, I'm thinking is this is it is a string? It should be a string because there's no commas, right? So for instance, if I do letters equals string ASCII, okay, typing is all right. Yeah, this is a string. So therefore, if I say yeah, letters two, yeah, it'll be C. So then if I go index and 0, perfect. All right, I need to do random Hmm. Why didn't that work? Oh, because I'm not calling it. Hmm. So there's still a index issue, which I'm not sure how. I was about to write it twice, and I'm like, why am I writing it twice? That's it. 18, 15, 26. Hmm. Really? I mean, I guess I could just. Well, I say that, but even just hard hitting it to 26 would cause a problem. Oh yeah, because it's from 0 to. There's 26 letters, but A is 0, so 20. So Z has to be 25. Hmm. Mhm. True version of your password generator. It takes 3 arguments. If the second argument is true, the generated password should also contain one or more numbers. If the third argument is true, the generated password should also contain one or more of these special characters. Ooh, fun. Despite these two additional arguments, this should always contain at least one lowercase alpha. We assume the function will only be called with combinations of arguments possible to formulate into password. Following these rules, that is, arguments will not specify e.g. 2, which consists of, then there would not be space for a mandatory lowercase. Mm-hmm. How did I do that then? Because I can do strings with punctuation and then digits to get the integers and the other stuff. But how would I guarantee the password? I mean, there's probably a more elegant way of doing it, but the easiest course would be uh just like brute forcing it, right? Just being like, if the password does not have something from no, I don't think that would work. Hmm. Hmm. How would I do that? Wait. Ooh. Hmm. How would I actually do that? like my thought process was like make one long smorgasbord of letters, numbers, or letters, digits, special characters, probably, and then like shuffle them, and then like I guess pull the first like 8 letters, and then if it has, you know, not particularly too big of a fan of what I'm thinking, but like what I'm thinking is you go letters equals this plus string dot digit plus string dot punctuation. Then I butchered the crap out of that spelling. No, I think you just do that, right? Ah, shoot. Lonely. Lonely. Please still falls. Have to. I always forget that you need the equal. One of these days I'll learn. One of these days. Oh wait, right, it's gonna. Really. So you should always just be reshuffling the letters, no? Hmm. Hmm. Well, I guess that plan doesn't work at all. Oh, well, mellow. Maybe if you would, oh, I don't know. Do this. We'll get rid of these for now. I just need to test if this works. No. Oh. Because it's not a list, it's a string, so the shuffle doesn't work. Gotcha. Wait, does that have to be a list? No, I think it just has to be like a thing of integers. To shuffle an immutable sequence and return a shuffled list, use sample. Yeah, it's getting stuck in an infinite loop, which I figured. Well, it's not necessarily like a complete infinite loop. Oh, because it's not even printing. It's just that I kind of figured that this would be really inefficient because it means I have to keep reshuffling the entire string of the list until it finds a 8, like a value of like a password that's the length of 8 that has a number, a special character, and an integer in it. Which, when you consider how many letters there are compared to how many digits and special characters that we have in it, like it's gonna take a while to get all of that because there's 25 letters, but there's only what from 0 to 9, and then I think the punctuation is marginally the punctuation's like kind of on par with the ASCII lowercase. It's pretty close. So what's probably happening is it's probably hitting the letter and the characters, but it's not hitting the digit because how it works. Why'd you do this though? Because I wouldn't be able to, like, this wouldn't work at all anyway, because I wouldn't be able to do what it wants me to do. Also, we're gonna end stream like a little early because I have to vacuum the room before I can like before I can walk out. So we'll go for another like 15 minutes and then I'll wrap up stream for the day. And then we'll be back tonight with the last little bit of Guild Wars will more than likely be a shorter stream, like maybe 2 hours of just Guild Wars and Yap. Cause I'm a little burnt out on Guild Wars. Oh, hey, I got the 500 mil I need, and I'm just like, I'm good. I had been thinking of maybe pushing to the 800 mil, but I can't, honestly. But my brain's too fried. How would I do this though? Hmm. Hmm. Only 2 hours. Actually, I could summon a capture in that time. Of course, you would want to. Oh, like 2 hours, you're just sitting in your corner with a like, you just have like a printed out picture of like the capture, like in a shrine. You're like, capture him, capture him. Just sacrificing piles of UBs you've collected over time. Mm-hmm. 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 I like how I said I'd do like this for like 2 hours and then maybe do something else, and I just got like completely absorbed. I'm just like, yeah, no, it's gonna be cutting. I'm trying to figure out how to do, like, how would I do this? Because it has to be a random password. What if I make it roll between 1 to 3, and then depending on what gets rolled, it constructs the sentence. And then if that doesn't, well, no, because I still think the problem is that it. I mean, statistically, the chances of it going 1 through 3 and not hitting each one at least once in probably 8. I will say, so we'll have the return of a different type of Guild Wars starting like tomorrow, potentially. Because tomorrow is when the Lunar New Year event starts for Guild Wars 2. So I'll probably log in, see what's like, see if there's anything that catches my fancy, and then from there go probably do that at night. Mm-hmm. 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 Spoke too soon. Mm-hmm. Mm. I still think this idea is good. I just need to have it catch whenever it doesn't roll a 3. Because I was like, what's the chances of it not rolling a 3 when doing it? And apparently kind of high, because fucking 1 1 1 1 2 1 2 1. I think I kind of know it. It's making a function. It's not integer, and then what it'll do is for file what's it called? What do I want to call the check? I guess I'll just call it like password check or skeleton check. Valid decimal. That's so annoying. I don't understand what's tied up with number underscore something. Because now I have to like rewrite. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cannot access local variable check to when it is not associated with a value. Mm. Hmm. Mhm. Okay. So this. So we have that done. We'll just have to incorporate that into the generate password. Um, I need to do one. And so now what it needs to do is it just needs to check. Like basically what it'll do is it'll check for like if it's 1, 2, or 3. If it's 1, it'll be a letter. If it's 2, it'll be a digit. If it's 3, it'll be a special character. And then I just need to make a function that will then return the letter, the function, and the character. But that will be for mañana. Or tonight. I think what I might do is while I'm doing Guild Wars, I might just work on this on the side. Season come, seasons go. Take me high, leave me low. And on the only rock I the length of length. Gee. Down below, the only rock I know. make function to return letter. So, vector text. Mm-hmm. Oh. Oy. Okay. We can close this because I'll just reopen one later. So it's just rewrite generate function to use list from the Scala function. And then generate. The general goal is for is we'll have to make like 3 more functions at least that will return return a number or a letter, a number, or a special character depending on the skeleton of the thing. And then what it'll do is it should always generate the password containing one of each without me having to do some other thing for it. But yeah, that'll be it. It's early today. Tomorrow will probably be another early ending because I again will have to vacuum my room before eating dinner, and well, as someone who's always hungry, I do not like delaying my dinner. So yeah. But yeah, so tonight will be Guild Wars. I think tonight's the final like normal round, right? Tomorrow's like final rally, isn't it? Yeah, tomorrow's final rally. So yeah, so tonight is the last like Grand Blue Guild Wars grind stream. Obviously we'll still be grinding the Magna 3s during the day. I don't know if I'll do anything for the event. In regards to like streaming it, might just do some extra farming on my own to make sure I get all the Folia pages. But I don't foresee like this sort of like what we've had the last like couple days of just spending here staring at Grand Blue and watching my brain slowly evaporate into thin air for a while. Cause I'd say unless it's like Rise of the Beast, next Guild Wars, like stuff like that, I don't particularly have the drive to grind that much in Grand Blue. But Fridays will still be working toward Frau days. That will still be the regular schedule there. Is the Fridays, because I do want to get Frau. I do want to get Frau full limit break. And we almost finished with the Luster farm. I need to figure out which one, like what's the better way to farm for the other things we're missing. We're also gonna go say hi to the Akinator. But I'll look that up on Friday night. But thank you everybody for watching. I do appreciate it. As always, I also don't know if I'll have to cancel any of the day streams. So as always, you know, feel free to, if you're not in there, hop into Twitter, and I will put in the live channel that when I'll be live or when I won't be live. So have the live ping and read it. Don't be like Rook who just sees it and goes, "Hey, he's streaming." Fucking Rook. But yeah, so thank you everybody for watching. I do appreciate it. It was early day for you. Have a good day. It was late in day for you. Hope you're so stay safe. Stay hydrated. Do hope to see you all again in the next one. Oh, bye bye.